Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're taking a first look at the brand new Pink Diamond Gauntlet Reward Roy Hibbert here in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, help me push towards the 18,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, and I would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. First, player of the day, or I guess the first Gauntlet player, obviously, of Season 4, the first Pink Diamond Gauntlet player of the year. He actually looks like pretty good. I think he's going to be a pretty good card at the center position, but he does have one annoying flaw, and I'm interested to hop into the card, look at his stats and badges, and we don't actually know how to get this card yet, so honestly, we don't really know what we're looking at with this card in terms of which gauntlet he's going to be. He could be triple threat online again. He could be another online mode that we haven't seen yet, such as like co-op or salary cap. Is it possible this is an offline gauntlet? I doubt it, but I think it is theoretically possible as well. Obviously, we'll find all of that out in less than an hour from when I'm recording this video, actually. So won't be too long before we know the answers to that, but I'm really not totally sure yet, so we're gonna have to wait and see on that. Y'all know I got y'all covered with all the content, of course, but hopping into it, Roy Hibbert is 7'2" at the center position, 7'6" wingspan. Hot spots are everywhere inside the 3-point line, none outside the 3-point line. He's got 17 hops, which include back down punisher, bulldozer, hook specialist, master, posterizer, post spin, post precision, dunker, and rise up, as well as Hoff, anchor, box out beast, brick wall, chase down, immovable enforcer, interceptor, post lockdown, rebound chaser, and workhorse with gold pogo stick, silver challenger, clamps, off ball pass, bronze glove, and right stick gripper. Some solid playmaking badges on gold as well. Big driver, big starter, post playmaker. Now he is going to have 5 badge slots, and he can get every single badge, so that means that you're going to have to figure out which badges you want to put on him in those 5 badge slots. Now I would say one of them has to be bailout, that's for sure. The second one I probably would do catch and shoot. That's also pretty obvious to me, I feel like. The third one would probably be fast twitch. And then you got 2 more badge slots with which you can kind of add whatever you want. You could add a speed booster, you could add a pick dodge, you could add an ankle braces, you could add another shooting badge or 2 like Deadeye or open looks or slippery off ball, that type of stuff. And I mean, statistically, he's very good for the most part. 81 speed is not bad. Now, the 67 6L, 69 speed with ball is not great. Obviously, he's not going to be out here handling the ball or doing anything like that. He has no ball handle ability, really. 65 is not very high, but he's a great dunker. He is an okay shooter, 87 mid-range, 72 3-ball, and defensively he is awesome. And he's obviously super versatile and super good defensively as well. He's got some perimeter ability, and then obviously on the interior defensively, he's an absolute wrecking ball. So I do believe this card, I mean, looking at him defensively is phenomenal. He's an incredible interior defender. He's versatile on the perimeter. He's got the perimeter badges. His speed is good enough to where he will be able to compete, I think, pretty much across the board defensively. I think he's right there with a guy like Dikembe Mutombo. I mean, he's going to be incredible defensively. He's got so many good defensive badges. Like, he's one of the very best defensive bigs in the game, especially at 7'2". He's just really big, and that type of size, versatility, all that type of stuff on the defensive end of the court is going to be really useful, especially if you do badge him out as well to make him as complete as possible. But the problem with this card, and there is one, is simply the shooting ability. 72 3-ball without great shooting badges, even with a couple of shooting badges added, like you certainly can add, catch and shoot, and whatever else you may want to put. This jump shot is not it. Brook Lopez base is an atrocity. I mean, it is really a very poor release. I think it's one of the worst in the game this year. So this, even with the Vince Carter upper, which I actually don't think is that bad of an upper, but the Roy Hibbert jump shot is just not going to be very good. Brook Lopez base, Vince Carter upper on normal is not a very good jump shot. It's going to be another one of the baited center jump shots. Now, there are also a few other guys with quote-unquote baited center jump shots right now. A lot of the centers actually have not great jump shots, at least I will say that. But I do believe this jump shot is kind of below baited. Like, I think it's probably one of the worst. We'll obviously have to try him out in games, see how he feels, all that type of stuff, but I do worry that with a jump shot like this, it might be about as bad as it gets when it comes to a jump shot in my team, which is going to make using him off the pick and pop, I think, kind of challenging, especially considering his 3-ball rating is not that high. Only a 72 means with even a shoe and a coach, that's only getting that up to about an 80. So he had a couple shooting badges here and there, whatever, but without a great release, not an incredible shooter with shooting stats or badges, I just find it harder to believe that Roy Hibbert's actually going to be all that great of a shooter. And if he's not a very good shooter, that hurts the card a bit because he's not crazy fast. And while he's incredible defensively and incredible as a dunker, you'd like to have him have a little bit better floor spacing ability, especially if you want this card. Like, I would like this card to be on the level of David Robinson and Wemby. And Well, I don't think he's quite there because of the release. I do think he's pretty close. It'll be interesting to see where I actually think he is at the center position when we do finish this video, because when you look at this card on paper, I mean, he is an absolute dog on the interior on both ends of the court. Incredibly complete, incredibly good, and the ability to get every badge is super, super nice. Statistically, he's super solid as well. Really, you look at the card, and he looks amazing on paper with the exception of that bad release. So it's going to be interesting to see how bad that bad release holds this card back. The one good thing I will say is, like I said, the center position is probably the position where you get away with the most questionable releases in the first place already, is at those big man spots. So I wouldn't totally blame you if you wanted to attempt to run this Roy Hibbert card at center. I mean, I say it, I think he's very good. I really do. I just don't know where he's, like, I find it hard to believe he's better than Wemby or D-Rob, realistically. Just because D-Rob is so much better of a shooter and has such a better release that I feel like even if, obviously, Hibbert does have some statistical boosts and stuff and some badge boosts, I mean, D-Rob is more athletic, he's a better shooter, and that's valuable to me. I mean, Hibbert's badges on the interior are just amazing. Defensively, he's so good, but I just don't think he gives you the completeness of some of the other bigs in the game. I think realistically, at best, he's basically just better than Mutombo, which means I mean, I think there's very much an argument that he's a top 5 center in the game. We'll see where he falls when we use him later on today. But it's another disappointing Gauntlet reward for sure, which is sad because the Gauntlet is such a cool concept, and seeing the Gauntlet reward players be very mediocre these last 3 seasons with Joe Johnson, Lamar Odom, and now Roy Hibbert is disappointing, because the Gauntlet concept as a whole is awesome, and I think it's very cool, and I think it's something that really incentivizes a lot of people to try to play the game, especially people to try to sweat the game, or try to get better at the game with the Gauntlet concept of having to win games in a row. But when the player reward is just super mid, it's not actually doing much for anybody. Nobody, I think, is sitting here super duper excited about this Roy Hibbert card that's coming today because his release stinks. So I don't know. I think that the whole incentive of the Gauntlet is to give people something to grind for and something that's like motivational, but they have done a very poor job of making the actual reward even really worth using, because the actual reward has been no better than like the 4th or 5th best player at their position in the last 3 seasons, even when the card first came out, and that is not acceptable in my personal opinion. Definitely would like to see it better. I will say that I'm disappointed by this Roy Hibbert's release, and I think that's going to hold this card back a lot, and it is certainly disappointing because I was hoping this card was going to be fire, but I think he's still going to be very good. I just think the release is going to kill him to a certain extent. It is what it is. That's going to do it for this video. I hope y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.